first of all, I'm going to show you how to very quickly portion up a chicken. Very simple. I get this from the butchers. You'll see this has got like some string and stuff on it, so first thing you need to do is take the string out. Okay, pretty easy. The other thing I'd argue, I always think it's got to be better value buying a whole chicken and then cutting it up, but you do need a sharp knife. Okay, so make sure your knife is nice and sharp. So I always start with the legs, and first thing I do is I just like pull the legs apart and then just make a little incision here, and you see that the legs kind of start to fall apart and you can almost tear it a little bit. I then put it on its side a little bit. Okay, and then what I do is I put my hand here and I listen to the pop. I know it sounds horrible, but you can just pop the leg bone out, and that needs to be your guide. There's a lovely little piece of meat that just sits behind here. You can just come round, that's your leg off. Okay, and then you can do the same with the other side. Just cut the skin around a little bit, push the shoulder, pop, out it pops, and then you can very simply just cut behind it. Then you've got two chicken legs. Okay, I then want to cut the chicken wings. Now when I cut the chicken wings, I actually cut a little bit of the breast because that then makes the chicken wing a bit tasty. And again, I'm just cutting in just behind where the chicken wing is, and that's because of the joint there. And I'm trying to always cut where the chicken joints are, and you'll see just how quickly that comes away, and it's got a nice chunk of meat on the end of it. So that's like an extra special little wing. Again, you see where I'm just cutting in here, just in here, bump. Cut a little bit of the... How hard is that? So the last thing you need then are, you've got two chicken breasts, which is these two pieces here. Again, I just start, you see there's a piece down the middle, I go to the side of that, okay, and just cut in. Now at the bottom you see that it kind of, what happens is you've got the wishbone that comes along here. All I'm doing is just letting the knife kind of go along that bone. Okay, then I put my finger in, and you see that you can see like the inside there. I can almost like tear that away. I'm just running the knife along there, and then all I want to do is get the knife in and use the kind of carcass as my guide, so that I'm nice and close to the edge. And you see as you get down to the bottom, all of a sudden, ta-da, you now have the whole chicken breast just sitting there on the carcass. Again, same thing. I'll turn it the other way. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Cutting down. I'm using my fingers here just to pull that back. And again, you'll see that I'm just going down on the inside there. And all that, I'm using the bones to actually guide where the knife's going. If you see, I'm not doing anything particularly special. Okay, I'm then left with a chicken carcass, which I'm going to use for some other things. I then do a couple of things. Number one, I cut these are big chicken breasts, so I'm going to cut them maybe into 3 portions. Okay, and I'll do the same with this one. For this recipe, really important as well, try and keep the skin in place. You'll see why later on. The chicken wings, what I do is there's kind of a flap of skin here, and I just cut that a little bit. Okay, and what that does is it just stops it shrinking up too much when you cook it. The last thing I do is I portion these into the 2 chicken thighs. Again, all I do is, you'll see there's a V shape here. I'm just going in the middle of it, and when I cut down, lo and behold, I go through where the joint is, go straight down, and then you end up with a lovely chicken thigh and a lovely chicken leg. Again, the same here. I mean, I haven't cut through any bone, I've just gone straight through the knuckle part of that, and again you have a chicken thigh. So there you go, there's your chicken portioned up.